Dr. Larry Burchett is here, and he knows all there is to know about the gentleman's diet because he created it, and he's a real doctor. But I want you to know, if I walked into the ER and saw a man wearing these shorts and these socks, I might ask for a second opinion immediately, just on the wardrobe, doctor.
I'm doing it for you, Joel. It's the weekend. We want to talk about healthy eating on the grill. Yeah, the 4th.
How did this idea, the gentleman's diet, how did this come about?
Well, you know, I went on a TV show, The Bachelor, and met a lot of guys that were in great shape, and I wondered how they did it and what they did, and then I had a little motivation from my own life. You kind of like...
Yeah, I like this story. Tell me what your daughter got a look at Daddy and said what?
Well, she was maybe 2 or 3 at the time, and she actually would call me fat. Oh. She would kind of, you know, I did have a little bit of a gut at the time, and, you know, I felt bad about it, and I thought, if I'm a doctor, and I'm telling people to lose weight, I need to be in better shape. And so that was a bit kind of part of my big why of why I wanted to do it.
That's a great thing. Now, when people go to these picnics and parties on a weekend like this or any weekend, what's one way that we can maybe avoid overindulging? What should we zero in on first?
Well, that's what we were going to say, is overindulge in vegetables.
Right.
So you can see our spread here. I really like the kebab idea.
Watch out, that's a hot grill. No, it's not. We have a cold grill.
Yeah, Joel's grill doesn't have any gas today.
No.
It was a little disappointing.
You get to be my age, you run out a lot of things, and this is one of them.
You know, we got these all seasoned. Don't put too much salt on them. We don't want your blood pressure to shoot through the roof. But a nice, tasty spread. I've been told these peaches caramelize a little bit and get pretty tasty when you put them on the grill. Peppers, zucchini, squash. Fill up on that stuff. Every extra bite of vegetable you take per day, you're going to live longer. It's the good food. So I'd say start there. Half your plate if you can.
Fill up on that. Well, that's a great idea. And then you won't be as hungry for the stuff you maybe shouldn't be having anyway.
Well, maybe you could just have that in moderation after you overdo it on the vegetables.
What is stack your cans? I know that's another part of your method. What is that exactly?
Well, so we've got these bottles over here, but there's 3 parts to weight maintenance: diet, exercise, and then behavior modification. And one of the things that we don't do is pay attention to how we're feeling. Are we full? Or how much we've had to drink. So I encourage people to stack their cans. There was this interesting study in a book called Mindless Eating, the chicken wing study.
Right.
Okay, so they, 2 groups of people, and in one group, they let them eat chicken wings, and they stacked the wings right next to them. And in the other group, the waiter took it away. So who would you guess ate more?
The ones that saw it taken away, they figured I am not done eating yet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So when you have those cues and you see, oh wow, I've had 6, 7 wings, I'm going to turn it off. You stop. Same thing with that. And then, you know, when we talk about alcohol, we always want to think, you know, be careful driving, firecrackers, boating, all that stuff. Be conscious and aware of how much you're drinking if you're going to do that. So if you have
one and then you stack them and then you just kind of keep track of how many you've had that way, and you might look at it and go, wow, I've had 2 or 3.
See if you can make a pyramid out of these.
I don't think I can do that. Can I? Can I do that? I can do this. Maybe.
You got it here. Let's put another one in here and see if we can.
What are we going to try to do? I think that you're toying with me now, doctor. But that's a great idea.
You can't stack the bottles, but
I can't. I can't stack the bottles. I can't stack the cans. But it's a great idea to kind of keep things in mind. Speaking of mind, what about out of sight, out of mind? If you set stuff aside?
Yeah. So, and this works really good with, again, to get back to my daughter, the motivation for this. Kids will just grab whatever is available. So if you put out sugar and treats and stuff, they're going to grab that off the table.
Absolutely.
So why not put something like this?
Man, that looks good.
Cut out watermelon, throw in some fruit in there. Kids will grab it. It tastes good. Put out good stuff, and they're going to grab it.
So should we be concerned about, I mean, when you walk into a restaurant nowadays, the portions are huge. And when we maybe make food for ourselves, we can have some control over that. Is that really an important thing to keep in mind as you're preparing any time of the year?
Yeah, that's exactly right, portions. People are at risk for packing on a pound over these holidays. 1 pound at each big holiday, 5 pounds in a year, over 10 years, that's 50 pounds. So to push back, always remember portion size. I think a fist is about right. So you got a huge glob of beans or chips or whatever. If it's bigger than a fist, think about backing off. Unless it's vegetables. You can double fist that stuff.
Do that all.
You can double fist the vegetables, Joe.
Well, there you go. Well, that's words to live by there, doctor. That's good. And what about the idea of having a big blowout on a picnic day? Let's say you're careful all the time. Can you just go crazy on the 4th of July? Not really.
I would encourage moderation in all things, right? So I don't know that I do go too crazy on the alcohol. Again,
just maybe moderation all the time. Well, thank you, doctor. I learned a lot. Thank your daughter for doing this too.
Yeah.
You are going to have a link to the Gentleman's Diet and ours, KCLive.tv, coming up in just a little bit later today. This looks spectacular. We've got more Kansas City Live straight ahead.